This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, Maine's supplemental budget will once again include funding for many initiatives which were removed by Democrats earlier this month. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard explains.
The Appropriations and Financial Affairs Committee has voted to reverse many of their late-night decisions passed in the early morning hours of April 7th.
Well, I think it's just part of the process. Everybody knows how this process goes.
The work session began with Democrats voting to reconsider their previous approval vote of the supplemental budget and instead amending their majority budget to reverse much of their previous decisions, including combining the highway and general funds, reducing pension deductions for state employees, and cutting funding to the Medicare Savings Program.
I think it was just like an arsonist bringing a fire extinguisher. The Democrats caused all these problems at 3 a.m. They thought they could sneak it by the Maine people. The backlash was severe. Representative
Jack Ducharme, who sits on the committee, says people should remember if the budget doesn't get passed, it wouldn't result in a government shutdown.
The interesting thing is the narrative has been that we're, either one side or the other is blocking things, and this is going to be a real problem for state government. This is just extra stuff. It's a supplemental. The state budget is $10.4 billion. We're talking about $330 million. So do the math.
The committee voted 8-5 along party lines to advance a majority budget, with Republicans proposing their own minority budget that would be unlikely to be considered unless the majority budget fails. Speaker of the House Rachel Talbot Ross issued the following response about the vote, quote, "Despite earlier good faith efforts to develop a budget that could earn consensus support, we recognize that we needed to take another look and reconsider our approach. Over the past week, we have done just that, and today the committee voted out a budget that delivers for Mainers and deserves broad-based support." The budget will now have to be approved by both chambers before the end of this legislative session, which is scheduled for this Wednesday, April 17th. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Governor Mills has allowed a bill to become law which enters Maine into the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. That's an agreement between states to cast their electoral college votes for the winner of the national popular vote. Governor Mills said in a statement, quote, "While I recognize concerns about presidential candidates spending less time in Maine, it is also quite possible that candidates will spend more time in every state when every vote counts equally. And I struggle to reconcile the fact that a candidate who has fewer actual votes than their opponent can still become president of the United States. Still recognizing that there is merit to both sides of the argument and recognizing that this measure has been the subject of public discussion several times before in Maine, I would like this important nationwide debate to continue, and I so will allow this bill to become law without my signature." The largest union representing workers in Maine state government are calling on the Maine House of Representatives to support a bill they say would help with understaffing throughout state agencies. The Maine Service Employees Association, SEIU Local 1989, represents over 13,000 Maine workers. In a statement, its president, Mark Brunton, praised the Maine Senate for its passage of LD 2225, saying, quote, "The Maine Senate showed their commitment to quality public service by giving state employees an objective process to address the recruitment and retention crisis in their departments and help prevent future crises like we have in many state agencies," end quote. In other news, a Mapleton man has been arrested following an hours-long standoff with police on Sunday afternoon. 75-year-old Richard LaPlante was arrested for domestic violence, criminal threatening, and reckless conduct with a firearm after a standoff at a residence. According to the Aroostook County Sheriff's Office, LaPlante entered a home with a firearm and prevented a woman from leaving the residence. LaPlante had active bail conditions that prevented contact with the woman. He allegedly threatened to shoot law enforcement if they approached. Deputies were able to establish a perimeter and communicate with LaPlante on the phone, and through negotiations, they convinced him to release the woman. Maine State Police Tactical Team responded to the scene, and after hours of negotiations, LaPlante exited the residence and was safely taken into custody. Police are investigating a crash involving a pedestrian that happened in Bangor on Sunday. According to Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McGambley, an individual was lying on the ground along Ohio Street when a vehicle ran them over. The incident happened outside the Ohio Street Redemption Center around 11:30. Sergeant McCambley says that person who was run over suffered some broken ribs and was transported to a hospital to be treated for their injuries. No arrests were made and there is no threat to the public. That incident remains under investigation and no additional details are being released at this time. No one was injured when a vehicle became fully engulfed in flames on the interstate in WVII this morning. A state police spokesperson says troopers responded to the vehicle fire near mile marker 189 southbound around 10 a.m. A 2016 Kia Sorento was completely engulfed in flames when troopers arrived. The spokesperson says other travelers stopped to help when they noticed the fire and were thankfully able to get both elderly occupants out of the vehicle safely. State police say the vehicle appeared to have brake issues and the operator was unable to come to a stop initially. The interstate was shut down for about a half hour while firefighters put out those flames. Members of the Coalition for Palestine and other organizations held a rally outside the federal building in Bangor just moments ago. Their motive for the rally on National Tax Day is to emphasize the amount of American tax dollars going towards the war between Israel and Hamas, and they demanded the U.S. government stop funding Israel. One organizer says they're also bringing attention to KeyBank's recent purchase of $15 million in Israel bonds, which offers financial support to Israel's economy during this time of war.
We do not want our tax dollars being spent on genocide. We want them being spent on meeting the needs of people here at home and on humanitarian aid, not on supporting bombing and genocide in Palestine.
Tonight's coordinated action is in conjunction with other similar rallies taking place in Portland and cities across the world. All right, and as we turn our attention to the outdoors now, today, just another stunning day out there. Let's turn things over to Jeff Weller and get a first check of our forecast now.
All right, Peter, thank you. Happy Monday. Look at us. High temperatures back up near 60 again today, but some cooler temperatures are just to the west of us, and those will likely be in the area for tomorrow. Lots of sprinkles out there today, but that's pushing off to the east of us. Now behind it, it's going to dry out tonight, and we are in for a long, dry stretch into the weekend until probably Friday night when this system gets in here, likely for Saturday and Sunday. I know the timing will not be great with rain over the weekend. It's a bit windy out there again today. Wind gusts near 25 miles per hour. This will die down tonight into early parts of tomorrow. So less windy tomorrow with temperatures pretty much in the 50s. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies to mostly clear skies. Low temperatures down in the 30s. Your full forecast is coming up. Peter?
Alrighty, Jeff, thank you. And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, it's National EMT and Paramedic Appreciation Day. Our Grace Blanchard was at the Penobscot County Regional Communications Center to learn more. And even facing down financial difficulties and budget cuts, the Penobscot Theater Company is putting on a show this Thursday. Our Devin Dagnall will have that story and more when we come right back.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 3.79% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer today.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
You know what? When the power goes out, ours doesn't, thanks to RH Foster. We have a generator, and it runs on propane, and it powers the entire house, and we get our propane from RH Foster. Those big storms, the neighborhood lost power for days, but we didn't lose power, not even for a moment. I never worry about running out of propane. RH Foster keeps us topped off. Even if I had a problem, I could call RH Foster, and I can talk to a real person. With propane from RH Foster, power outages are not a problem at our house.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
With features you won't find on CRV, RAV4, or Forester. Only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 3.79% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. This week, first responders are being recognized all across the nation. Today is National EMT and Paramedic Appreciation Day and the start of National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Our Grace Blanchard visited the Penobscot County Regional Communications Center to see the important work dispatchers do every day for the community.
We're considered critical infrastructure. We are what connects the public to the first responders.
All week long, telecommunicators across the nation are being recognized for their life-saving roles.
We handle approximately 65,000 911 calls in the state of Maine, approximately 250,000 business line calls, and over 1 million radio transmissions.
At the Penobscot County Regional Communications Center, dispatchers say their jobs go far beyond answering 911 calls.
First responders are going to get there to hopefully solve the problem that you're having, but in the meantime, we're hoping to mitigate or manage that problem until they do arrive.
McCarthy says this week is a great opportunity to encourage more people to enter the field that, like many, is struggling with recruitment.
Some people that may not know what we do, interested in it, and get them in the door so we can, they can help take care of the ones in their communities as well.
He says the work they do does not go unnoticed by the community.
People know we're there. They know the voice on the radio. They know we're going to answer the phone. So we appreciate the support we do get, and we always appreciate the words that people always support us.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Bangor Savings Bank Foundation is giving back through its Community Matters More program. Our Doug Banks shares how one grant recipient was able to put the money to good use.
Just shows how big our community is and how important small shelters like ours are.
Quinn is a 4-year-old black-mouthed cur who, after participating in a 2-month training program, is now taking her first steps down the path to a forever home. A path that was made possible through the Bangor Savings Bank Foundation's Community Matters More program.
She has worked very hard, and it's a drastic change in her behavior.
Since 2007, the foundation has asked the public to vote on nonprofits across Maine and New Hampshire, with each organization receiving a piece of more than $140,000. The Animal Orphanage in Old Town is just one out of 44 nonprofits to be selected. Those organizations offer services ranging from refugee support, housing, environmental protection, and more.
I feel very proud to work for an organization or business that supports local nonprofits that do such great work in our communities.
The $5,000 grant eases the burden for not only the ones who call the shelter home today, but for those who will tomorrow.
We take in strays and occasionally surrenders, so it's really a small amount of animals, so it's nice to be recognized for that work.
To learn more about the Community Matters More program and the Animal Orphanage, that information can be found on our website. In Old Town, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Despite facing financial difficulties, Penobscot Theater Company is preparing to open a show that highlights the perseverance of art. Our Devin Dagnall tells us more.
It's an incredibly hopeful and uplifting piece about storytelling in general. So you can tell any kind of story, and this theater piece kind of does that.
On Thursday, April 15th, the Penobscot Theater Company will be opening the latest show of their 2024 season, titled Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. The production follows a group of survivors making their way through the days, years, and decades after a nuclear fallout, all while the group retells their favorite Simpsons episodes.
Simpsons episodes, remembered Simpsons episodes, have become sort of like the cultural currency of the lands.
The show carries a message of hope that theater, no matter the circumstances, finds a way to thrive, which is fitting given the situation PTC recently found itself in. Due to some financial uncertainty, PTC will be scaling down some of its operations for the foreseeable future in order to cut costs.
We're going to probably cut the organization by 20%. That's going to get us into the spot where we need to be in order to move forward healthily.
According to PTC's artistic director, Jonathan Barry, the company will be slashing its budget from $2 million to $1.6 million and will be cutting some of the shows from their annual lineup. Although multiple factors have played into the restructuring, Barry attributes most of the blame to the customer-based loss during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, no one wants to talk about it, right? Like, we as a society went through something.
To be clear, the Penobscot Theatre Company is not in any way at immediate risk of closure and will continue operations to the best of its ability. To help with expenses, Barry encourages patrons to make donations no matter the size, stating every dollar matters and any donation can make a difference.
We will still be here, we will still be producing theater, but it's just important to remind people that we absolutely rely on that kind of outside support beyond the ticket price.
In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll introduce you to a local author who discusses her writing process and her latest release. And in sports, a few local runners crossed the finish line today at the Boston Marathon. We'll have their stories right after the break.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrix material, which is twice as strong as vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Andersen. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Andersen handles everything, from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and a superior process.
It's the people.
It's the process.
It's the product.
Call now to get our exceptional signature service. This fantastic offer is available only for a limited time. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
The most important thing is family. AAA shares the same family values. For over 100 years, AAA has been providing legendary service and has helped what it values most, its members. Join our family, and you could save on your auto insurance policy with our competitive pricing. Just like family, we offer you our support when you need it, whether it's questions about your policy or with our most trusted roadside assistance service. Visit AAA.com/insurance and find out how much you could save.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Well, today is the day. We're going to start down in Boston. On Monday morning, thousands of runners from around the world lined up for the annual Boston Marathon. The 26.2-mile road race, one of the best in the world, happening this morning, as it does every year on Patriots Day. Helen Obiri of Kenya won the women's marathon with a time of just over 2 hours and 20 minutes. Cisse Lema of Ethiopia on the men's side with a time of 2 hours and 6 minutes. And there were a few local runners, too, who crossed the finish line on Boylston Street. It was Foxcroft Academy teacher Mr. Brett Almasi finished in just over 3 hours. And then moving on, Clinton native Kelly Wiswell finished in about 3 hours and 45 minutes. For Wiswell, this is her running here. This has been a 6-year goal for her. She suffered a stroke in 2020 and was diagnosed with gait apraxia, and her accomplishment on Monday sends a message to everyone facing an uphill battle.
I started in 2018 when Des Linden won Boston, and I had encouragement of, you could do that, you could run a full. So I made it my goal to run Boston and qualify. And then in June of 2020, I had a stroke, which setback, but that just made me push even harder for the goal. But there's a lot of validation of all the time that went into the training and the rehab and proving that it can be done even when you get told you can't, or when you get obstacles that come in your way.
Just an awesome story there. Big congrats to her and Mr. Almasi. And another annual Marathon Monday tradition in Boston over at Fenway Park, right by that finish line. The Red Sox playing with an 11 a.m. first pitch, the earliest game of the season. And look who's on hand to toss out the first pitch or the first spike. I miss seeing that on Sundays. To the baseball now, though. 7th inning, no score. Will Brennan at the plate. He's going to take Greg Weissart deep to right, and it wraps around the pesky pole. That's going to make it 2-0 Guardians. Later in the inning, still 2-0. Fly ball in a no man's land in left, and an ugly collision there between Rafi Devers and Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill had to leave the game. Devers would stay in. And to add insult to injury, Jose Ramirez ripping one to first. Tristan Casas can't come up with it. The throw into second, and that's a compound error. 2 runs are going to come around to score, and that is the story of the day. The Red Sox drop another one. They lose 6-0. All right, let's come back up here now. Beautiful day in the Bangor area. Great day for some lacrosse. Over to Cameron Stadium, the John Baptist Crusaders battling the Eagles from Lincoln Academy. Crusaders on the penalty second half. Some great movement here. Brody Buck's going to get it in point-blank range, but Sean Cushing is there for the save. Nice play in net for the Eagles. Here comes Lincoln Academy now. It's going to be Isaac Rich with it. Ducks under the defense, gets a great look for a goal, and he connects. That's going to make it 7-5. All right, here's Lincoln again, and again, it's going to be Rich getting it. He's going to rip one on net, but this time Gavin Mayar comes up with the save. Nice play in net for the Crusaders, but that Eagle offense was relentless all second half. Jaden Lafrane gets in the middle and fires. He scores. Lincoln Academy wins 13-5. And that is all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
All right, Tyler, thank you. Your full weather is brought to you by Big Pine Painting, the #1 family-owned and operated painting company serving Bangor and Belfast and surrounding areas. For all your paint, drywall, and pressure washing needs, call today for your free estimate. All right, let's talk about the weather, and the results are in from March, and March came back as the warmest March on record globally. So that's land and ocean temperatures. So on this map, red's above average, blue is below, a lot of red during the month of March. For us today, above average temperatures again for Millinocket and for Bangor and for Bar Harbor. Overall, though, high temperatures near 60 again tomorrow, then a bit cooler for us getting to Wednesday into Thursday around here. All right, the wind today, a bit of a factor, right? Out of the north, around 10 to 15 miles per hour, right? A few gusts near 25. This will begin to come down tonight, but then come back just a bit tomorrow for a few hours. We could see wind gusts near 25 miles per hour throughout the afternoon, but then really come down late tomorrow night as our next weather system is not coming into the area, most likely till later Friday into Saturday. So a less windy week is on the way for us finally. I have not said that for a while around here, right? All right, so lots of sprinkles out there today, some cloud cover in there as well. Nothing big. Most of this is virga. Precipitation, the radar sees it up there. It's not reaching the ground, though. Overall, though, a couple sprinkles still remaining tonight, and then we're going to dry out. There's some stuff yet to get through over here, but that was going to fall apart this evening, and we are in with high pressure building in. High pressure is your friend. It's sinking air. Tough to get bad weather out of that. We're going to have high pressure building in and some very nice days around here until this system gets in here later Friday into Saturday and Sunday. That could easily bring us a few rain showers into the weekend. All right, let's walk you through it. So tonight, no issues at all. Tomorrow, some clouds early, followed by decreasing clouds throughout the day. And then really into Thursday, into Friday, increasing clouds later Friday will give us a good chance for some showers, most likely on Saturday into Sunday morning. I know, timing not good, right? But the rainfall, this is not going to be a huge system. We're talking maybe a quarter inch of rain. That's it with this one as it comes through later Saturday into Sunday. Our forecast then for tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, some mostly clear skies for a while. Look for low temperatures down near 36 and a southwest breeze around 5 for tomorrow. All right, so mostly sunny and breezy. I went with 60. We might get stuck upper 50s tomorrow. The west wind will gust near 25 throughout the afternoon with those high temperatures near 60. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows us, or look at this, right? So tomorrow, 60, mostly sunny. Wednesday, near 60, mostly sunny. Thursday, near 60, mostly sunny. We earned it, right? And then overall, Friday, we'll have increasing clouds across the area, 55. There's the weekend. A pretty good chance for some rain showers on Saturday, followed by a good chance for Saturday into Sunday morning rain showers. And temperatures Sunday, most likely hanging out in the mid-50s as well. Peter?
All righty, Jeff, thanks so much. And there's more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Make your boating experience even better with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company. One of the best choices you can make to protect your boat and maintain your boating lifestyle. A Shoremaster boat lift makes cleaning your boat easier and provides more convenient access too. Hammond Lumber has all the accessories you need, from lighting packages and canopies to motor systems, including Shoremaster's exclusive Whisper Winch. Take your boating experience to the next level with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company.
You're in the driver's seat. You choose what road to take. But soon, you'll be taking a back seat to big government because President Biden just banned most new gas-powered cars. They've made it clear it's their way or the highway, even if electric vehicles aren't right for you or your family. Call Senator King. Tell him to stop the car ban before it's too late. Don'tBanOurCars.com. Paid for by American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers.
When you need tires, no matter the size, Bangor Tire will service your ride and get you back on the road quick and safely. Master mechanics in the consumer division will repair your brakes, exhaust, front-end alignments, and much more. Truckers, take exit 180 from I-95 for your new tires or flat repair with minimal wait time. Always free shuttle and delivery of your car in the greater Bangor area. Take Littlefield Avenue to 514 Colebrook Road, Herman, right beside Dysart. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
Welcome back, and finally tonight, joining a traveling circus isn't a life fit for just anybody. But that's exactly what happens to a 7-year-old orphan in the novel The Hidden Life of Cecily Larson. The fictional book is a page-turner written by Ellen Baker, who has called Round Pond, Maine her home since 2010. Our Jody Hersey met up with her at a local bookstore.
Yeah, I've always tended to write about family, about life in small towns, about mysteries and secrets.
Ellen Baker has always enjoyed the feel of pen on paper, which is why growing up in the upper Midwest, she filled notebook after notebook with her writings.
Every single day I'd write a little something, whether it was a story or I wrote plays, I wrote poems.
Over the years, Baker has worked at museums and even as a bookseller before becoming an author. She penned her newest novel, The Hidden Life of Cecily Larson, in her home in Midcoast, Maine. I sat down with Baker at Barnes & Noble in Augusta to hear more about her new release.
When Cecily is 7, a man comes and takes her away to join the circus and is determined that they are going to make her the nationwide child bareback star, and he has grand visions for his circus. She's always yearning for a family, and in a way the circus becomes her family.
In Baker's novel, DNA tests help Cecily's children and grandchildren uncover long-held secrets of her circus life and her upbringing.
Well, it's interesting to wonder now, do we have any secrets left? Is it possible to keep secrets anymore?
When she's not writing, Baker says she enjoys reading all sorts of genres, including historical fiction and mysteries.
There's a reader for every writer and vice versa. I love reading across a broad spectrum of subjects and types of literature and types of voices. And I think the challenge as a writer is to find your most authentic voice.
In Augusta, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It's so cool to be able to sit down and hear her process there. All right, well, that's going to do it for us, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your evening.